Williams here with Fretmore Guitar Lessons. Appreciate y'all tuning in today. Going to learn some seventh chords, some blues chords, if you will. But these chords are used in a lot of different songs, country songs. You hear them in a lot of country songs, old rock and roll stuff. But they have that blues sound to them, seventh. And so I kind of want to explain the sevenths to you and then show you three seventh chords. On one of the chords, I'm going to show you two different variations of the seventh. But anyway, we're going to learn the A chord today, A seventh, D seventh, and an E seventh. And I'm going to show you the major chords on these two because they're very close to the same. And I want to first explain to you what the seventh chord, or what that means. It's basically the seventh note in the scale. So if you're an A, okay, playing an A, so A would be your one. That's number one. Whatever chord you're playing, that's the first note. Okay, so if you're an E, then that's the first note. So you can count up E, F, G, A, B, C, D is the seventh. Okay, and then on A, it'd be A is first. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay. Now the easy way to do it is just to back up one. Okay. So what's the note before E? D. Okay. So that's your seventh. Okay. So if you're an A, you go back one. Your note is G. Okay. In D, you go back one, and it's C. Okay, and that makes your seventh. So you just need to have a C note to create your D7th chord. Okay. So with an A, you need a G in there, and with an E you need a D in there to make that seventh note. And so anyway, I'll show you the chords here, and I'll show you kind of how change it. We'll go from the major chord, and I'll show you how that changes for these three wonderful blues chords here. All right, so A chord, let me show you. I play an A like this with the flat part of my index finger, but a lot of you may play it like this with your first three fingers. Some of you may play it, with your last three there. I think there's a variation of kind of doing it like that, almost like looks like a D chord almost. But main thing is you're getting those three strings in there, fourth, third, and second. So if I show you this one here, what you do is that's your A chord, strumming 5. If you raise your middle finger, you get an A7. So basically, you have that third string, the G string, open. Well, what's our note that we're looking for? A G, because what's before A? G, because it goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then comes back around. So the seventh note is a G. So you take your finger off of that G string, the third string, gives you the A7. So your fingers are on fourth and second. Okay, however you want to do it, you can do it like that. Whatever's comfortable for you. Okay. So just fourth and second gives you the A7th chord. Okay. All right, a D chord is first finger on the third string, second fret. Second finger goes on the first string of the second fret, and then our third finger stretches over to the second string of the third fret, strumming 4. All right. So this is our D note right here. Okay. Have an open D on the fourth string as well. But the note we're hitting with our finger is this the B string, because we got B, we go straight to C because there's no C sharp. So we go C, C sharp, and D. Okay, that makes a D chord. So to make it a D7th, these two fingers are good. The first and the first string and the third string, these two fingers are okay. But we need to get this note right here because open B string, and there's no B sharp, so we go straight to C. And that's what we need, is a C note. So we just kind of reverse that D chord. It gives us a D7. Okay. So first finger on the second string of the first fret, and then second finger goes on the third string of the second fret. Third finger, first string of the second fret. Strumming 4 gives us a D7. Okay. Then an E7th, or an E, I'll show you the E. Come up here on the third string. First finger, and then second finger goes up here on the fifth string, and third finger goes on the fourth string of the second fret, strumming 6. Now all you got to do is raise your ring finger there, move that out of the way, raise it up. I'm moving it out of the way so you see what I'm doing. But so it's just two strings there. You strum all 6 and you got an E7. Now let me show you one other way of doing an E7. You do the E chord, and then you can put your pinky on the, it's a little bit of a stretch there, but my fingers are, my hands are kind of small, so getting there is a little bit difficult sometimes. But put your pinky on the 2nd string of the 3rd fret, which is also the 7th note, because what is that, a D? Okay, that's a D. If we raise this up, we get an open D string. Okay, so either way we get the 7th. So you do the E and put your pinky there on the 2nd string. The 3rd fret gives you an E7th, or the easy one is just to raise your ring finger. It gives it an open D string, the 4th string, and gives you an E7th as well. Okay, so these chords are great. Now, a lot of songs have these 7ths in them, and you can get by really without playing them, but once you hear them and you know they're supposed to be there, and these chords are easy to play. These 7th chords are not hard to play. If you're a beginner and you're just trying to learn the major chords, then I would say wait on those till you get the major chords down. Don't worry about 7ths in the song. But once you get those down, I recommend you working on the 7th chords, because like I said, they're easy to play. A lot of them just 2 fingers, and like I say, you can just tell a difference when you're playing a song and they go to that 7th. And some of them have 7ths throughout the song, where you're playing, instead of, you don't go to an A major, you just go to the A7th, or you go to the D7th. There's not a D major in that song or whatever, but sometimes the major's there, but then it switches to a 7th just for maybe just a few moments. So here we're in A right here. We're going to go to A7, back to A, A7. You can tell that difference, just that one note. This sounds pretty cool. Then go down to D. You want to go to D7. A7. Now I'm going to E. E7. Back to E. I like on the E, I like to kind of do a little hammer on between the E and the E7. Got a ring finger, just do a little hammer on. If you're not sure what that is, just when you pluck the string, and then you put your finger down on that string. So it's just kind of, you're plucking it open, and then you put your finger down on it while it's still ringing. Okay, so E7, back to E. So that's kind of a cool sound too. And you, like I say, you do that E7 there. I'm doing a little fast thing there, but you can do a slow one too. A7, going to D here. E7. Then up to E. And to A. Okay, I didn't even go to the E7 there. So if you get to listening to songs really, or if you watch some of my lessons, and there's a D7th in there, or whatever, an A7th, whatever it might be, listen to the song and you can tell when that changes, because there's lots of times when a song will go, like I said, to the major chord, like to a D. Making up something now, but anyway. But you can tell, you can hear when that changes up, and like I say, it's slight, like I say, it's just one note difference from the major chord, but it really, once you hear it, it's like I can't not do it. It's like I got to play that chord. But as I say, a lot of songs you can get by without the sevenths, and it's not a big deal. But I want you to learn as much as you can about playing and the different things that for me, for a long time I didn't play. I knew seventh chords, but I didn't realize how much they were incorporated into a lot of these songs that I do, and I've just been playing the major chords, and I hear something a little different, and I wasn't sure, and it was like we're just going to that seventh, maybe just for just a measure or two, or just a couple of words, or maybe one word, or just or maybe they're holding out a word, or holding a word out, or they're singing it while they're singing it, holding that note out, I should say. Then they'll go to the D seventh or A seven, whatever they're at, but they're starting out in that major. So, but yeah, it's got that blues sound, and then you can do when if you're a songwriter, great things to kind of add to a song to really change it up. I was just doing a little hammer on that D7, just raising that first finger. Same way with the A, and like I said, just what we did on the E, raising that ring finger. So anyway, just something else you can kind of add to your resume here with these seventh chords. Once you kind of understand what they are and how they're working there, and then just like I say, listen to the songs, especially ones that has a seventh in there, and then listen to that song itself, listening to the actual recording and hearing that change, and you'll start to recognize it more when you're listening to songs. And sometimes you'll hear like a slight change, and you'll say, that's going to that seventh. That's what it's going to, And so you'll be able to tell the difference, because you can tell with that one extra note. You can just hear it. When you start to get that in your head there, you can really pick up on that, and it'll change your playing a lot. And like I say, your writing, your creativity, things that you do, and also it's great for practice, I believe too. As practice gets kind of old, just sitting there strumming that same old A chord or whatever, you can change it up. Makes it a little more fun to play, Okay, so that kind of gives you something to practice on, as well as incorporate into songs. And then understand a little bit more, like I said, about those sevenths and how they work and everything. But anyway, a little blues lesson for you, but that's kind of a country lesson too, because it's, like I say, used in a lot of country songs. Merle Haggard uses a lot of sevenths, and Waylon Jennings, and tons of songs. I did an Alan Jackson song the other day, had a seventh chord in it. Wasn't in there very much, just a couple times, but it was, you could hear him going to it, And like I said, it's one of them things you can leave out. You don't have to do them if you're more comfortable with just staying with the major chords, but because they are slight, and if you're not used to transitioning between chords, it can be a little challenging in the beginning. But I do recommend you add them to your resume, work on them, and once you get comfortable with the major chords, then you'll start incorporating those into the songs that have those in them, and like I say, to your creativity, your strumming, your playing, whatever, and just have a lot of fun with it. But anyway, appreciate y'all tuning in today. Keith Williams, Fretmore Guitar Lessons here, and we will see y'all in the next one. Give us a thumbs up on this one. Subscribe to us if you would. Check out our links down below and check out our other videos, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.